What time we at? We at 7:45. We're just gonna do, I don't know, we're gonna see what the freak pops up. Whatever pops up, pops up. I usually don't try to freaking pick a topic for topic. I guess you could say the topic picks me. What am I looking at? Something about a queen, something about a daughter, something about probate, something about a hitman, something physical, something spiritual, something blue, something white, and something covered up. People wanted to cover up that you was a healer. Four groups of people were trying to defecate you, your character, your person, your being, your life. But since you're a healer, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. Like if it was any other person, they would have been destroyed. But you, it didn't do it. So this is like with some Alice in Wonderland, Queen of Hearts, every female villain from a Disney cartoon. Look, I can't make it. They were wearing Two-Face. Shoot, just like what? Cinderella, the woman married her father just to... Hey, nobody talked about this. She poisoned Cinderella's father to get the money. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Cinderella's stepmother poisoned Cinderella's father so she can get away with taking all the money. Somebody's in some situation like this. 4 and 2 is 6. Like I said, I don't have to pick the topic. What else we got? So Cinderella, what else did they do? So pretty much whoever you are, Cinderella, whether you a guy or girl, I'm talking about the energetic field of being ridiculed, neglected, tortured, beaten, working relentlessly, that you had nobody to talk to but the rats in the basement type shit. I don't give a shit. It was the roaches on the floor, the flies on your wall. You talk to them better than you would talk to a living being. That's crazy. Somebody's going through something like this, which is cool. Because one thing about that, animals and creatures don't lie like human beings. Look, see, in the darkness. See, they were doing stuff in the darkness. Okay, you want to go to another princess? What was it? Anastasia. What did Rasputin do? He made a curse, and the only way to lift the curse, he had to do what? He had to kill off all the bloodline of the what? The Romanovs family. Draw 4. They're doing something like this in this weird hocus pocus. Look, they've been handing us stories that talk about this. You don't think by some time that all of those stories that they were telling us as kids, that somebody went and got up into their what? Adult years and say, hey, I think I would try that. Ain't nobody gonna guess it, and now everybody's doing this for some weird life insurance policy. People doing this, making fake deaths, making PPP loans. Look, it's all over now. What were they doing in the dark that has to revolve around taking you out, which I don't get why they didn't get rid of Cinderella, probably because she had an energetic frequency. Free labor. They didn't have to buy a maid. They made her the maid. And everything inside that house was hers. Remember that. Somebody, whoever you are, you're focused about something, whatever this is. Well, let's see what you could be focused on. You're focused on your healing journey. Congratulations. Probably focused on trying to figure out what's the truth. Here's the truth. Cinderella. We're just using this as precedent, whoever you are. If it comes to a situation like this, it was somebody close enough to you that got rid of somebody close to you so that they can get away with doing something close to you. In this case, like I said, nobody wants to talk about this. Cinderella. They killed your father to get rid of it so that they can have the land, the money, the mansion, the wealth. Something like this is happening to somebody, but now they're at a loss and despair. So that's 155, bro. 6115 if you want to be exact. Somebody's at a loss and despair. Why? Because whatever they were doing in the moon, since this came in reverse, meaning the sun talked to the moon. This is what a lot of people don't think. They go sneak around at night, right? And even scripture says those who do things at night, when they do stuff at night, they're doing it for the darkness, right? In a sense. Let's go to his point. Whatever these people that they were doing, sneaking around, talking around, plotting around, doing this stuff. They wasn't doing it in broad daylight. They wasn't standing up on top of a synagogue screaming, we're gonna do this. No. They whispered. They text. They started a group chat. Whatever they were doing, people don't realize. If you want to go play with moon magic, don't you understand that the moon and the sun pass each other every day? Guess what? They talk to each other. People don't even understand that. Hey, they found a new scientific study that what? Plants talk. They hook up a device to a plant, a tree, and it does what? It does either a vibration or some form of a communication. And if you get something that's even microscopic to go within the microscopic, they realize this. And this is scientific. You can look it up. They realize that plants breathe. I mean, like how we do, they do it on a sub atomic freaking level. If you had the right tools, you could see the lungs within a plant. And you can watch it breathe. This is science. Whoever this was doing this to you, they had to have done it with the help of somebody. So 1551 is somebody's number. But for whoever you are, you're very tenacious. You're a healer. You're not letting this stress you, which is a good thing, because most people, it would destroy them. So this is how you know that you're a healer. If you can go through all of this. And remember this, Cinderella, let's keep it in Cinderella. She was being abused. She was being tortured. She probably wasn't getting that much food. But every day this woman got up, she was still singing. She was still working. She was still smiling. How? That's what people should be getting. How could Cinderella get up every day and still smile, be abused, do all the cooking, do all the cleaning, do all the laundry, and still have a smile on her face? How?